Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Rundown, and today is a Monday, the start of the working week. Now in this morning's program we have a series of stories that have made headlines over the weekend and in Sri Lanka and across the world. Let's start off with the Jaffna Peninsula. Security has been heightened in the Wadukode area of Jaffna following a violent altercation between two local groups. According to police sources, more than 15 officers were deployed to the scene to restore order. The incident, which occurred yesterday afternoon, prompted an emergency response from the police after receiving a distress call reporting the clash. Upon arrival, officers found that one group had allegedly set fire to a motorcycle belonging to the opposing faction. Tensions escalated further when police were met with stone attacks from one of the groups. In response to the unrest, law enforcement officers fired warning shots into the air to disperse the crowd and regain control of the situation. Police confirmed that the conflict stems from a long-standing dispute between the two groups in the village, which has now erupted into open violence. 3 individuals were injured during the clash and were admitted to Jaffna Hospital. One of the injured has since been discharged after receiving treatment. Authorities have arrested 3 suspects in connection with the incident. To ensure continued safety in the area, a mobile patrol from the police special task force has also been deployed. Moving on, Sri Lanka's Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, that's SIABOC, has revealed that it received a total of 2,138 complaints related to bribery and corruption between January 1st and May 31st this year. Out of these, 1,583 complaints were formally submitted to the Commission's Inquiry Committee for further investigation. During the same period, SIABOC conducted 44 raids, resulting in the arrest of 31 suspects. Among those arrested were 8 police officers. In addition to these actions, the Commission filed 42 cases in the High Court over the past 6 months. These cases involve allegations of bribery, corruption, failure to declare assets, and illicit enrichment. A total of 45 individuals have been indicted during this period alone. Now, today marks the final opportunity for individuals to submit appeals under the Aswasuma Welfare Benefits Program. According to the Welfare Benefits Board, nearly 30,000 applications have already been received for the second phase of the program. Eligible individuals who wish to contest their exclusion or update their information have until the end of the day to file their appeals. Appeals can be submitted through the respective divisional secretariat officers, which will then forward the documents to the Welfare Benefits Board for review. Sri Lankan authorities will destroy a massive stockpile of narcotic pills weighing over 5,000 kilograms, which had been in custody since a joint raid conducted in September 2018. The stock was seized during an operation carried out by the Police Narcotics Bureau in collaboration with Sri Lanka Customs. Following a directive from the Colombo Magistrates Court, the narcotics will be incinerated at a cement factory furnace located in Palavia, Putlam. The destruction process will be conducted under strict supervision, with officials from the National Dangerous Drugs Control Board, Government Analyst Department, Sri Lanka Customs, and the Police Narcotics Bureau present to ensure transparency and compliance with legal procedures. The Colombo Chief Magistrate from Court Number 6 will also be present. Now, moving on to some weather-related news, Sri Lanka's Meteorology Department has issued a marine weather advisory warning of strong winds and rough sea conditions along several coastal areas of the island. According to the department, wind speeds may occasionally increase to between 60 and 70 kilometers per hour in sea areas of the coast from Chilao through Putlam to Mana and from Galle through Hambantota to Pothuil. Additionally, wind speeds in sea areas from Chilao through Colombo to Galle and from Mana through Kankasanture or KKS and Trincomalee to Vakare may reach 50 to 60 kilometers per hour at times. Now, these coastal waters are expected to be rough to very rough intermittently, posing a risk to smaller vessels. The Meteorology Department has strongly advised the fishing and naval communities to avoid venturing into these sea areas for the next 24 hours due to hazardous weather conditions. Now, meanwhile, the Department of Fisheries has granted permission for multi-day deep-sea fishing vessels to operate, but has urged small-scale fishermen operating near the shore to refrain from going out to sea. Director General of Fisheries Susantha Kahawatha emphasized that no compensation will be provided to small boats that ignore official warnings and encounter difficulties at sea. In news overseas, let's start from Japan. Japan's ruling coalition has lost its majority in the country's upper house, but Prime Minister Shigeru Shiba has said he has no plans to quit. Voters went to the polls yesterday for the tightly contested election being held at a time of frustration at the coalition of the Liberal Democratic Party and its junior partner Komeito over rising prices and the threat of US tariffs. Speaking after polls closed, the Prime Minister said he solemnly accepts the harsh result, but that his focus was on trade negotiations. Having already lost its majority in Japan's more powerful lower house last year, the defeat will undermine the coalition's influence. The ruling coalition needed 50 seats to retain control of the 248-seat upper chamber, but with just one seat left to be announced, the coalition was on 47. Public broadcaster NHK reported that. Half of the seats in the upper chamber were being voted on Sunday's election, with members elected for 6-year terms. Now, Israeli forces have killed at least 115 Palestinians across Gaza on Sunday, most as they waited desperately for food aid in one of the deadliest single incidents involving aid seekers since May this year. Dozens more Palestinians have been wounded, according to health officials in Gaza. In northern Gaza, at least 67 people were killed near the Zekim crossing when an Israeli strike hit crowds gathering for aid. Another 6 people were killed near a separate distribution site in the south. The day before, 36 Palestinians were killed in similar circumstances. The death toll brings the total number of people killed while trying to access food relief to more than 900 since May. The United Nations World Food Programme, or WFP, said a convoy of 25 trucks carrying aid came under gunfire shortly after entering Gaza. Gaza officials said at least 71 children have died of malnutrition since the war began in 2023, while 60,000 others show severe signs of undernourishment. Moving on to the world of sports, ECB awarded hosting rights for the next 3 WTC finals. Now, who does it go to? During the ICC Annual Conference 2025, it was confirmed that England and Wales Cricket Board have been awarded hosting rights for the next 3 World Test Championship finals. ECB will host the next 3 World Test Championship finals following the successful hosting of the 2021, 2023 and the most recent 2025 final. The first 3 editions of the WTC final were held at different venues in England, with Lords hosting the 2025 final where South Africa beat Australia by 5 wickets last month. The England and Wales Cricket Board, or ACB, has already hosted the 2021 final in Southampton. That's India versus New Zealand. 2023 summit clash at the Oval in London, India versus Australia, and the 2025 edition finale at the Lords, South Africa versus Australia. Now, moving on to more sports news, Marc Marquez recovered from tire pressure problems to win the sprint race at MotoGP's Czech Grand Prix ahead of KTM's Pedro Acosta. Francesco Bagnaia started on pole and got away well, leading on the run down to the first corner. But Marquez wasn't waiting around, and the Spaniard took the lead coming into turn 3 in a neat and decisive move. In the early stages, Marquez was the fastest rider on track as he aimed to break Bagnaia's spirit. Bagnaia then dropped back from second on lap 5, deliberately letting Acosta pass due to tire pressure issues. Unfortunately for the Italian, he also lost out to both Enya Bastiani and Fabio Quartararo. Quartararo could only manage 5th on his Yamaha, while 6th place fell to Raul Fernandez, who had a spirited battle with Bezzecchi but ultimately lost out. 7th was Banyaya, who continued to fall through the field following his tire pressure problems and lost 6th at the last corner on the final lap. And that brings a wrap to this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. But do stay with us, and as we bring more stories throughout the day on our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk, and follow us on our social media handles on Facebook, X, Instagram and also YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to our WhatsApp channel where we deliver all these stories to your palm-held devices. Until I see you again, take care and stay safe.